Hello, podcast listeners. A very welcome back to what I think is one of the best episodes of Arvind Speaks podcast. As most of you already know, we'll be talking about Q&As, book reviews, storybooks, and experiences and perspectives, right? And as I always say, I really hope that you're all doing well. And by you, I mean your fam, your friends, and all the community is doing well. And by the way, today is a biggie. I am back with an exciting episode. The Hardyard episode 9 will be all about NFTs. So, what I'll be doing here, I'll be addressing all the doubts and concerns I came across involving NFTs, and I'll also be announcing my first NFT collection that is about to drop in the new year. I'm very much excited and really can't wait to share what I'm cooking these days with all you, the lovely listeners, right? So, firstly, for all of those who aren't aware of NFTs, NFT stands for non-fungible token. You might have listened to it already. So, but in order to understand what they are actually, now let's start with what fungibility exactly mean. So let's think of the currency we use every day, right? Now I am from India, so I'll use the analogy of Indian currency, that is rupee. But some of my listeners, some of my friends are in Europe and US, so I'll use their analogies as well, just so you know I'm not missing you out at all, okay? So let's say I have a 500 rupee note with me, or a 500 euro or a $500 note with me. Now if you have 500 rupee notes or 500 euro notes or $500 notes, basically it'll have the same value of the 500 rupee note, right? I mean the $500 note or 500 euro note. Similarly, let's take if the person A has a 500 euro note, it will still be the same value of 500 euro notes, right? And that's nothing but an easy explanation into what fungibility means. I mean, the value of a particular note can be made equal, can be replaceable with other denominations, right? So that's what fungibility means. Whereas now a non-fungible token means it is irreplaceable. No two NFTs are equal. Maybe, on a given day, one NFT, there can be two NFTs that are on the same value, that are with the same price, but it doesn't really mean that those NFTs will always be of same price. You got it, right? In more simple words, a non-fungible token is something that's irreplaceable. All right, so it'll be unique. The price, the value it has will be unique. I mean, there won't be any denomination. There won't be any other NFTs that can replace this NFT in particular. All right, so that's what non-fungible token means. To be exact, non-fungibility means. Now, you can ask me, what are NFTs in reality, right? So now NFTs could be an audio file, an image, or a video, or a painting. However, the major difference the major difference you see in NFT compared to an audio file on the internet, or an image, or a video, or a painting is these NFTs are minted on the blockchain. Minting on the blockchain, does it make any difference? Now, all these years we've been downloading music for free, right? Images, videos for free on the internet. Whereas when blockchain is involved, the whole experience changes. NFTs come with ownership rights. So let's use the most common analogy that is available on the internet, to make sure you understand what ownership basically means and how is it different from downloading it and having it in our desktop, having it on our laptop. So let's do you all remember the great Da Vinci, the great painter we all talk about? Now let's think of one of his paintings, Mona Lisa. So we all can download an image of Mona Lisa onto our laptop, right? But does that mean we own Mona Lisa painting? No, right? So that's what the blockchain brings to us. That's what these NFTs come along with. Ownership, to these files or paintings or music or art in digital format. So they'll be minted onto the blockchain, and if we like them, we can actually buy them and own them and make them visible in our public wallet. We can actually sell them as well, but again, if you like collecting cards, if you like collecting music, you can actually put them in your public wallet. I mean, if you're really following me along, you could ask me, you would probably ask me, what do you mean by public wallet? What do you mean by public wallet? Or you know, why is it important? How does it make sense? Right? All these doubts I'll explain one by one. But before I go further, I'll just ask you a couple of questions. If I see younger people do this, but again, I'll ask you this one. Did you ever play PUBG or Fortnite or even stick cricket in that matter? If you ever did, can I ask you, did you ever buy something like the coins or accessories for your avatar, or clothing for your avatar? Did you? I do buy them once in a while. I play stick cricket and I do buy accessories, a kind of clothing, kind of jerseys. I do buy them. So we all are buying virtual goods. Even the kids. Nowadays, if you go to a kid, they'll come up to you and they'll ask you, can I have 100 rupees? And then you ask, why do you need that 100 rupees? He says, I need to buy Cristiano Ronaldo's skin to my PUBG or Free Fire avatar. Right? Yeah. So virtual goods have become a thing. Now, if I'm playing online, if I'm playing PUBG, I do want to look good. I do want to dress better virtually, right? So that's why I'm explaining so that you understand why public wallets will be important. I'll explain you later on. Give me one moment. Now you know that we do like dressing well virtually as well. I mean, we are buying goods virtually. It's been there for a long time. People were, even when you're playing Farmville, you're doing that. When you're playing PUBG, you're doing that. When you're playing Free Fire, you're doing that. Even when you're playing stick cricket, you are doing that. So virtual goods have become a thing. So that's the first point. And the second point, I would like to talk about social media. All right? Talking about social media, I would like to say a few things, simple things, like, people use social media in different ways, right? A business owner might use it differently than an influencer. Same with college students. They might use it for education purposes. So we all use it differently. And one thing I'm really certain about is that, people do pay attention on social media. People are paying attention on social media. What their favorite restaurant is cooking, what their friends are doing. HR might pay attention to their applicant's LinkedIn profile too before making a hiring decision. Whether it's good or bad, we do see that happening every single day. So the point I'm trying to make is what we post on these platforms, aka social media, aka the current state of the internet, has some sort of effect on what we accomplish and what we get into, right? If I am consistently posting about my business, I might get a client, right? So now, similar to social media, some major players in the game are predicting that blockchain will become the major attention seeker in the coming years. So what you have in your public wallet, just like what you post on social media, will have impact on your day-to-day. Whether it happens or not, blockchain does make sense, as it is promising safer transactions. Being said that, I would like to address that the heated debate that's been happening for some while, for some time, that some of these cryptos, some of these cryptocurrencies being minted on the blockchain consume plenty of electricity, eventually threatening livelihood on the planet itself. So there is a heated debate going on. Being said that, as an amateur, I still see that there is a possibility for all these cryptocurrencies, all these blockchain, to go mainstream with the help of sustainable energy, right? But moreover, that is way beyond my pay grade. I could be wrong, I could be right, but I do want to address the concerns of the community. So I just want to put my perspective in front of you, just like I always do. And that's all I know about NFTs and blockchain. Now, coming to Apex Personas. Apex Personas, as I said, are the characters from the storybooks I write. My main thing is that we all do learn differently. How many of you in your life came across a video where a guy or a girl pays for an elderly person or a poor person's grocery bill? Or how many of you saw a video of an influencer paying for a homeless person's meal? Maybe not every day, but maybe not everyone, but I believe that there could be one person who probably watches the video and tries to do that and repeats the same thing someday. Similarly, I believe that kids look up to Marvel heroes and Disney princesses and may try to do greater good for greater cause. And I want that to happen through Apex Personas. Maybe not in that level, but if there is one kid that reads this storybook and probably becomes a fan of Porik and takes a little extra effort to help his kid out. It could be a man, it could be a woman, and becomes a fan of Porik, what he did in the storybook, and takes that extra little effort to help his or her kid out. Do I still take that? I would still take that. One person getting positively impacted still gets me more kick rather than 15 people talking bad about my thought process. And I've been told in my face that I'm not good enough already. So I don't mind to take it again, and I don't mind my execution to fail. But I do really want to try it out basically. Now let me also tell you why are these Apex personas very special to me. They are basically special to me because I drew them in the first place. There are hours I put in. There is a lot of thought process behind them, and they put me in a better place mentally. And I'll share with you how it got actually started. Like everyone else, I do consume videos on the internet every day, and one day I came across a video that's basically a TED Talk. Now, most people value TED Talks and its brand, of course, but they also do a lot of positive talks, right? So, long story short, this video I came across states that reading or listening to fictional stories is good for people's mental health. Now, I blindly believed it to be true, and that's my belief in TED Talks. And when I read that, when I listened to the talk that reading fictional stories puts people in a good state of mind, I straight away decided to write stories. Now, if you really consume my storybooks, I took social media as a major theme in my first ever storybook because in today's day and age, every kid or most kids want to be social media influencers, right? Like back in the day, I wanted to be a cricketer. Social media influencer, I mean, kids today does want to have their own YouTube channel. Whether they're gaming, whether they want to review a product, or want it want to record a vlog, traveling. They want to do their favorite thing on social media. But what their parents think about it and what their parents want their kids to be like is again way above my pay grade and way above the attention and value I received throughout all these years. I mean, I do care about every parent's audacity in making their kids attain a higher status professionally. I really, really appreciate their thought process, but at the same time, I don't think that working as a waiter in a restaurant, earning minimum wage, and being happy, partying with friends is bad. Whatever the job is, as long as it is giving you happiness and which is legally okay, it's still good. And you don't want to see your kid making plenty of money doing illegal stuff, I believe. And I'm talking to my future self as well. Arvind, you do not want your kid to be making a lot of money and being miserable about the things he or she has to do on a daily basis. You want them to be happy with their work life and personal life. It doesn't matter if they're earning millions or thousands. You want them to be happy each and every day, and I really hope you all too. So now you know that why I started writing storybooks, I believe. And now let's talk about how to own one of these Apex personas. First of all, let me be real honest with you all. I did want to make money from my NFT collection at the time of minting, of course. As some of you know, I watch a lot of Gary Vee stuff, and for the past few months, he was pushing a lot of NFT content, and I saw his drawings go for a huge bidding and on Christie's auction. And I also saw Digital Pratik from India. His NFT make a lot of returns as well. I saw uh, people getting a lot of money out of NFT projects, his NFT projects as well. I really thought of selling my NFTs at the time of minting. But later on, as the days passed, I gave it a real thought. I asked myself, are they really worth paying for? I also asked myself, did I personally, Aravind, do enough research that states that buying Apex Personas will be a good investment for people? And my real answer was no. I am still a newbie in the space, and moreover, I'm 32, bro. I'm 32 people, and luckily I'm not married till now, and I didn't had to put a lot of time and a lot of work looking after my family yet. So, but looking forward, I knew that I don't want to get into or stay in the volatile and risky space, as I want to give my future self a chance to enjoy family and professional life. That doesn't mean that I did not liked what I did. I did enjoy writing storybooks, and I think they are really valuable, and I really enjoy drawing characters. But I know that I felt that my art is not a great investment opportunity for a random person on the internet. Maybe if I would have put them for $20, my rich friends or people who like me may have bought some, you know, may have bought some of them for sure. But I don't think, that my friends or people who love me buying my NFTs would have given any confidence to my interest in story writing and drawing. And that's why I decided to give away the first set of NFTs. And if there is any demand, like if there is enough demand, and if people are really interested to pay for them in the future, then I will definitely consider it as a business model. But as of now, it's just a hobby, a little but interesting expense, you can say. And finally, to own one of these NFTs, to own one of the Apex personas, all you have to do is you will have to have a MetaMask wallet. Now, you can have any public wallet that supports receiving NFTs made on Ethereum blockchain. It's not a huge task. Similar to any app you install nowadays, you can install MetaMask. The difference is the password part. You will be given a 12-word secret phrase, which they also call it seed phrase, which you will have to have it safe with you. and then you will attain a public wallet. Once you install it, you will attain a public wallet, you will have it, you will find it on your profile, and from then it is very much straightforward. All you have to do is DM me on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter or wherever you saw it. DM me your public wallet number so that I can transfer one of these beautiful NFTs. All right. They come with the links to their storybooks as well. So if anyone that looks into your public wallet will be watching these, will be reading these, will have an opportunity to read these awesome, refreshing storybooks. Just like, you put on great pictures on your Instagram, whenever people watch your profile, they'll be feeling happy, right? Same way, if they watch your public wallet, they'll get access to their these awesome, refreshing storybooks. All right, that's the idea behind it. Anyways, the unofficial giveaway has already started. There are only less than 20 NFTs left as of now. So please be dynamic and please be active if you want to own one, and ping me your wallet number. All right, public wallet number. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope that you found some value in it. I will be back soon with a brand new episode. And until then, have fun, stay safe, and stay blessed. Love you.